Hey everyone, it's Kat.
And Amber.
And we are
Wandering Soup Black Lesbian Expats.
And today we are still in Merida. We are in our backyard of our lovely Airbnb that is coming to an end.
I know.
Cry a tear for us. But in the meantime, go check out the Airbnb video that we did. Woo! These bugs, y'all. Woo! They're on point today. I think they love me. I already got bit. I ain't been out here too long. I'm about to go back inside.
Gotta fight. You know how to fight.
For my life. Woo! Anyway. Today, it's a beautiful day. And last video we did, we were talking about culture shock and things like that. And it was a lighthearted video, I think, right?
Yeah.
We were just, tired. Thought we'd just talk to y'all a little bit about the things we were going through. And then we thought, why don't we do a much more in-depth comparison? Mind you, we have not been in Merida long. And that's why it's still sort of fresh on our mind, though. Because, in a couple of months, I'll be forgot everything because I'm getting old, right?
And we'll be used to it. It'll be like the new norm.
Right. So, we wanted to give you a comparison. This is really for those people who are considering moving to Mexico, in particular Merida, or to Southeast Asia, which is where we came from. And we had a vainglorious experience in Southeast Asia. And I think it's been, we've felt it more since we've moved here. We've talked about the differences and
the nostalgia
of it all. Of it all. So again, this video we're just going to talk about the things you might want to think about, or the things that we saw or felt or experienced living in Southeast Asia and now living in Merida, Mexico.
Yep. And it's just Merida, obviously.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten around Mexico yet.
Mm-hmm.
Once we do, we'll be back at y'all with our views of, all the areas and our thoughts on those. But right now, we're just focusing on Merida.
Exactly. Well, let's get started. Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, and stick around toward the end. We might throw you some screenshots and driving around Merida we've been doing. Just, tie it all in. And also, subscribe, like, share, do all those things. Hit the dong or whatever they call that thing so that you will be alerted when our next video pops up. And thanks so much for sharing with our journey so far. All right, let's get it started. Whew. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about is housing.
Yeah,
Southeast Asia wins.
Yeah. In certain things, in certain ways, and mainly what you get for your money, basically.
I mean, that's it.
I mean, that is it.
I mean, what else are you looking at, right? What am I gonna get for this dollar?
Right.
And you get more
in
Southeast Asia, and that's every country that we lived in. We felt like our dollar went way further, and we got offered way more. And just comparison. So we lived in Cambodia for 6 months. We lived in Vietnam for 8 months. And we get fully furnished apartments. And when I say fully furnished, I mean everything. Towels, forks, knives, plates, tissue, paper towels.
Appliances.
All the appliances.
Like kettle, rice cooker, toaster oven. Yeah.
Sheets, beds,
washing machine.
Everything.
Right.
Fully included. That's what they mean when they say it is a, what is it called?
Fully furnished.
Fully furnished apartment.
Mm-hmm.
My brain just went for a second there. So we come to Mexico, in particular Merida, and fully furnished means there's some things in there. That doesn't mean everything, though. We looked at fully furnished, and there's furniture, some furniture. There's no pots, there's no pans, there's some appliances. There's some beds, but there's no linen, there's no towels, there's no sheets. But the price is almost double. Sometimes the space is bigger, and a lot of times it hasn't been bigger. It's been very comparable space-wise. And even the newness of it all, some of those have been very comparable, but...
That's true, because for us, traveling as a family, we're often looking for a place that's a little bit bigger to accommodate us and our son. And so, but you'll be hard-pressed in Southeast Asia or here to find a lot of say 3 bedrooms that may fit your needs and your budget. There's a lot of the apartments, especially the best ones, tend to be a little bit smaller, like for either 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom,
Right.
So you're always, for a larger group, you're going to be looking a little bit more, a little harder, either way, either country, either area of the world,
Right.
as far as that goes.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I still got to give it to Southeast Asia. I still got to. Because, 800 here is going to get you a good house or a good apartment. 800 in Southeast Asia is going to give you a superb experience, a superb home, beautiful gardens, flowers, everything, with a maid. And you might get that here, but it's just not. It isn't apples to apples.
Right. That's
So
true.
Southeast Asia wins, and there's just nothing we can. Yeah, I don't think any research is going to give you that. But saying that, I like the homes here.
Yeah, that's true, and it's obviously a different style, different, the colors. Like it's just a different kind of feel altogether. So
Right.
it also depends on just like what you're looking for.
Right.
So yeah.
But I do like it here. So we're just giving you our opinion, and if you're looking at where your dollars are gonna go, housing wise, you got to go there if that's what you're looking for. Next up is transportation. This was a hard one for me because you have Uber here, you have Grab in Southeast Asia, or
Right.
Tuk Tuks or something like that. So you can always get a ride, right? You could, and then in Southeast Asia, in like Bangkok, there's train lines, subway systems. In Malaysia, there's a train line. Not so much in Cambodia or in. I didn't really see one in Vietnam either.
No, not that I
Right, not that
know
we found
of.
one.
Yeah.
But there's always a Grab. You can always get a ride. 5 minutes. The most we've ever waited for a ride was like 8 minutes, 10 minutes, or something like that. The only difference I think here is that it's just not as plentiful. The rides, like the Uber app. Here, you may wait 10, 15 minutes for a ride. And then you're like, that's not a lot. It is if you're used to two.
That's true. And it doesn't seem like you have as many options. I'm not really sure. Maybe we just haven't navigated it enough, or maybe it's something that's going on just since, the pandemic or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, you can't like get a bigger car if you need one or whatever. Like you don't seem to have those options, and I haven't seen the option for a bike either. And that was like the really cool thing in Southeast Asia is that when we could not go all out together, when all of us could go out together, if one of us just needed to go out, we could actually get a Grab bike, and ride on a scooter
On the back.
to where we needed to go. Yeah, and that's, everybody doesn't want to do that, but if you're willing, it's a nice option, and it's cheap, and it's fast, and so, yeah, it's just the access. There's just different options for you that we don't have here necessarily.
Right. That's about it, but that was actually more apples to apples.
Yeah.
You just gotta be a little bit more patient here, and the cars are a little dirtier. I'm just gonna be honest. I've gotten in a few Grabs here, Ubers here, and I've been like, I could have just sat outside in the dirt and it'd been the same exact ride.
Okay, and this is coming from someone who had to ride in a tuk-tuk for months in Cambodia. I'm just saying, once you've ridden in a tuk-tuk enough times, you start to just, forget that you're like next to the dirt.
I don't know if they
move
move bricks in the back seat.
I'm just saying, the tuk-tuk's the same thing.
I felt tuk-tuks were cleaner, even though they had their feet and their butt and they slept on them. But the back seat of some of these cars have been just a little bit disappointed Uber. Anyway, next up is food. Ooh, these bugs, y'all. These bugs. Child. Food. This is a tie for me. I'm going to give a slight nod to Southeast Asia. Only because I feel like there's more cuisines available there. And it's because of the tourist trade.
More variety.
It's way more variety. You get whatever local cuisine everywhere all day long. And it's cheap. But if you want to venture off of that, there's just more options. There's more American-style restaurants, more Australian-style restaurants. There's more Italian restaurants. There's a little bit of everything. Greek. We have really good Greek food. And really good Indian food in Asia.
That's true. That's
really
true.
good in Asian.
In
Indian
Cambodia,
food.
we did.
Even in Vietnam, I felt we had decent Indian food.
Yeah.
So here though, it's a lot of variations on Mexican. And it's Mexican. And tacos every day is lovely. I'm not going to pretend that I have not eaten tacos almost every day I've been here.
I ain't mad at it.
It's tacos. And there's so many variations of tacos. But in the end, it's still a taco. So, and the other food, when we ventured out off the taco trail, as you will, has just not been that great. It hasn't been horrible. I haven't had a horrible meal here. I've had a couple of meals I'm going, yeah, I ain't going back there. But I ate it because I paid for it. And it's a little bit more pricier here. So.
Well, I'm going to say that I spent way too much of my time in Vietnam especially, looking for coffee that I could drink and drink a whole cup of and be happy. And it spent way too much time and effort. Whereas here, I haven't come across too many bad cups of coffee. Like, they're not, the best coffee in the world, but it's like, I can do this. So, I travel for coffee. And here, I could get that without being like, ugh. So.
I've been so-so on the coffee here. I've been so-so. I mean, coffee is just, it's a little bit disappointing at times in the world. So I've made do. But I've made coffee a lot. Like, we've actually stopped ordering coffee. Today was the first time we've ordered coffee in like a week.
That's true.
Because and then we kept on ordering.
But we have not had truly bad coffee here.
We had great, though.
We had daily bad coffee in Vietnam.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you that. But coffee, even though it should be its own food group, it's not right now. But it is, it is life. So
It is.
Yeah. But you had a great coffee yesterday.
I did.
Carrillion or whatever?
Oh, yeah. It had the liqueur in it. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good. Shout out to Amara restaurant.
What was the name of the coffee again?
It was like Carajillo.
Yeah. I'll show you guys a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
I tasted it. It was good. And I had a cafe con leche there. I drank every last drop.
See?
Mainly because it was probably the first good cups of coffee I've had here. I mean, I had great coffee at that one restaurant. I did. She didn't like it as much, but I liked it. But that was like the last good cup of coffee I've had. So, all right. Next up is clothing, shopping, and hair. I'll let you lead. What you think?
I'm just saying, we can buy no clothes in Southeast Asia. No clothes.
Couple t-shirts for you.
Yeah, you could get some t-shirts. But
the boy was fine.
Yes. Oh yeah. And for kids, you're straight. Like, kids
if
are
they
good.
Small.
Right. But yeah, no, nothing for anyone size 12 or above, nothing. But here, there's all kind of people our size walking around. So yeah, we're not going to have an issue with that. So that's lovely. Hair, horror stories after horror story, trying to get hair, any kind of hair products in Southeast Asia, trying to find someone to cut my hair, cut our son's hair, and just, the stories, y'all, the stories of the pictures, okay? You don't even want to see the pictures. But yeah, but here, I don't know that it's going to be much better, honestly. We haven't been to a barber yet, as is obvious. But I've also been told that it's hard to find a barber that knows how to really cut our hair here. So I'm not really having too much hope about that either. We will be able to get products easier, I would think.
Yeah.
It's because of Amazon. So that's a plus, always. If you know how to do hair. If you already do your own hair, or you kind of don't mind doing hair, then you'd probably be all right in Mexico.
Amber does my hair. Yeah. I would agree with all of that. My hair's feeling a little dry right now because I had a really good deep condition. But you do have Amazon, which does ship here. You can get products in Southeast Asia. It just takes you 2-3 months sometimes, and it will cost you an arm and 2 legs. Here, it would take you 2 weeks, but it's still going to cost you an arm and 2 legs. Because that shipping fee and those import fees, it's rich. Yep. We just ordered something for the boy because he broke his laptop. Electronics are expensive here. So we ordered it on Amazon. There's an additional $75 to ship it here. It's going to get here in 4 days, but still, it's $75.
So do you think if people are coming to Mexico and they should bring their electronics with them?
It's everywhere. If you're going to Southeast Asia, get new electronics. Get your new laptop, get your new cell phone. Cell phone a little bit iffy then, because you can probably get a cheap cell phone in Southeast Asia and probably Mexico too. But if you really want the one that you like, go down and get it in the States. It's going to be a lot cheaper. There's different brands overseas too that you may not be used to. Quality-wise, you're just not sure of it, and those will not be warranted if you leave Southeast Asia or even that country. So Vietnam has brands that are only for Vietnam. You leave Vietnam, then you just left Vietnam with something that will not be serviced probably anywhere else. Unless you want to pay for it.
True.
So you can't ship it to Linville or whoever it is and say fix it. They're like, well, you bought that in Vietnam, baby. I'm sorry.
Work it out.
Exactly. So we recommend that you always bring your electronics from the U.S. And I'm being brutally honest. The U.S. has much better products. And when I say much better, I mean they have more variety. You can buy your products everywhere a lot easier, a lot quicker. Prices are pretty much set across the board a little bit,
or more options.
Right.
I guess like if you want to go low, do cheap, you can do that and probably get and have a variety of cheap products to choose from, or you could go high and the same thing. But it seems like it's harder
here.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah. A laptop here in Mexico, because we priced it here, a basic one's going to start around $500, and that was just a little bit too much for the kid. Maybe if it was for one of us, we would go that high because we work online. And he's in school online, but still, he just broke his computer that was only a little bit over a year old. So we're not going to pay that kind of money. But yeah, so that's going to be
shopping.
Yeah, shopping.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say with clothes wise, even though there are bigger people here, I'm going to say that if you're tall, you're probably going to have a problem. Or if you have shoe sizes that are above an 8.5, you're probably going to have a problem as well. Mm-hmm. Because everybody here is a little short. Even though they may be a little squatter, they're still going to be short. So keep that in mind. But there is, again, Amazon, and there is Walmart, and Costco, and Sam's Club here in Merida. You're not going to find that everywhere in Mexico, except Mexico City probably. Yeah. So, next up is community and nightlife. To me, community is what you make of it.
Yeah.
There are expat bubbles in every country, and you can find it if you want it. If you don't, you won't. It's really that simple.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And if you want to be to yourself, which some people do, some people don't want to be bothered with a lot of people. You can do that pretty much wherever you are. But if you really want to get in with other people who are like you, who come from the same place as you, then you can find that either, I would say definitely in Southeast Asia and in Mexico so far. We've only been here a couple of weeks and we've already met some people that we just saw online. We'd only seen online and we've already met them. And so, yeah, and we chose to do that even in the midst of, everything that's going on. We're like, you know what? We need to, start building a community. We didn't do as much of that since we've been traveling because we were kind of jumping from place to place in other countries. But now that we're going to be here for a while, we thought let's actually put some effort into making networks with people. Right. Yeah.
And it was good. It was a great adventure yesterday, and it was out so that the air could flow and things of that nature, and we enjoyed ourselves. Yeah. It was a good time. Got to meet some people that actually have YouTube channels here in Merida, so that was cool. Shout out to Kelly and Amaya. I think her name Amaya.
I think so.
Yeah. And so join the Facebook groups. Join the ones that are very specific for your city, not just the country. Try to find ones for your city, and you will meet your community. Now, that's again if you want to meet other people who are coming from your country.
Right.
Be that America, Canada, wherever. If not, get out into the local community and spread your wings.
That's true.
There are going to be people out there who want to meet you. They want to hang out with you. Who want to practice their English on you.
For sure.
If nothing else. And from that's how friendships are formed.
Yeah.
All right, so next up is medical. Both are cheaper, than the U.S.
Right.
That's, you saw my video on going to get my teeth done, my crown and everything like that. Ain't nothing you can say about that. It's just cheaper. Quality is going to depend on you. And when I say that, it means do your research. Figure out which hospital or doctor you want to go to. Ask for advice in the expat groups. Who have you went to? Who do you recommend? I don't speak the language, so I need someone who speaks English. Mm-hmm. And then all that information is going to be there. You're going to have to do some legwork, though.
Right.
Nothing's going to come to you and lay in your lap and say, I am a doctor and I'm here for you. Do your work, and your work will be rewarded. There's going to be some bad experiences. That's everywhere. You're going to have bad experiences in America. So you may have some wherever you're at. We fortunately have been very healthy on this trip, knock on wood, and we haven't spent any money, really, except for going to the dentist. And everybody's going to the dentist.
Yeah, get a teeth cleaning. Yeah, which has been very inexpensive.
Very.
Everywhere we've been. So as far as other kinds of procedures, I mean, we also have looked into those, and they are still cheaper than we would have paid in the States. But yeah, we haven't had to have anything like that done.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Right. And medical tourism is definitely an option, and it works. Also, health insurance. Get health insurance.
Yeah.
And get one. I don't like going into pricing on health insurance because it really depends on you, your health, past and present, and your age. So, and how many people you have on your plan and all those things like that. But there are definitely a lot of companies out there. Do your research. Don't go with the first one you see. Ask in the expat groups, which one do you use?
Right.
How do you like it? How's coverage been? Be mindful that a lot of insurance, you have to pay for things up front and then they reimburse you. So if you're going in for a surgical procedure, and that's $2,000 there, that may have been $20,000 in the U.S., but it's $2,000 there, you're probably going to have to pay that up front, and then your insurance company will reimburse you. There are some companies that don't do that route, so just make sure which one you can afford. Can you pay up front and be reimbursed, or do you need them to pay up front for your services? That means it may cost you more, but those are the options that you have.
Yeah, just look up insurance for expats,
right,
and see what the options are.
There's a lot out there. There's a lot of companies. Next up is traveling with a family. And we're really talking about schooling here because we went into lodging and all those other things. And obviously that price is going to vary depending on if you're single, 2, 3, 4 people in your family, maybe 5 or 6, which people do. So schooling, I'm going to turn that over to Anne.
I mean, schooling is going to cost no matter where you go outside of your home country. You're not going to be... you're not going to be able to take advantage of the benefits of being a citizen, right? So you're going to pay. And a lot of those international schools cost. So unless you're homeschooling, you just have to be prepared for that. So I wouldn't say that Southeast Asia is better or worse than Mexico or anywhere else in that regard. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much the same.
Expensive.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive regardless.
Right.
Yeah, and to me, it's going to be worthwhile regardless. I mean, if you're traveling as a family and you're looking to give your family an experience, getting out of your home country and moving around, like even that, as far as world schooling, like you're going to get that no matter which country you go to. I would say personally that if you want an experience unlike any you've ever had before, then I think Southeast Asia, in that sense, is maybe a better option for some families, some people. Since we've been in Mexico, even we've said that this feels a little bit more like home, or like some cities we've been in, back in the States. I mean, it does a little bit, which is a good thing, which is comforting and wonderful.
Right.
But if you're looking for something like completely different than you've ever experienced before, and that's what you want for yourself or for your family, then yeah, you might want to lean more to Southeast Asia. What do you think?
Yeah. Overall, so moving to Mexico and living where we live, which is on the northern side of the city, this feels very Western. Wide streets, malls, shopping, and things of that nature. So if you are debating on moving, and this is your first time living abroad,
Right.
I think Mexico would be the easier option for you. It'll be the first step on your journey, if you will, and it'll be that's our very friend. It'll be an easier transition for you.
Very true.
I think because we have been over in Southeast Asia and we went through the bumps and bruises over there, we were expecting sort of similar things here, and it wasn't, because it's really almost, again, like living in the U.S. a little bit. Price-wise, it's very similar to a lot of things. There's some expensive stores here, and we're just, the prices are just high to us because we have been conditioned to much, much lower. So, if you are first time traveler, never been outside the U.S., and you're saying, which way should I go? I would definitely go to Mexico first. Especially if you have not traveled internationally at all.
If you're looking for an easy transition.
Right. Merida would be a perfect city for you, outside of the heat, which we haven't really experienced as of yet.
Actually, I wanted to make sure we mention that too, because coming from Vietnam, I said, it's hot here. It's hot here. Like, they're talking about how hot it is there, but it's really hot here. So I can't believe that it's going to be worse than what we've experienced here. Well, so far, I've been right. So far, since we've been here, it has not gotten any hotter than it was in Vietnam. But we're not here during the hottest time of the year. We haven't experienced that yet. So I'll be back in the summer.
Right, to bake and talk about how hot it is. I'm looking forward to the complaining that we will do in March, April, May, June, all those months. But yeah, it's wintertime here, and it's been beautiful. It's been perfect weather. But what I will honestly say that when we left Vietnam, it was wintertime over there as well, or the wet season, and it was cool. It was really nice, breezy, just about the same. This one may be a little bit cooler, but yeah, this has been really good. But yeah, so overall, cost of living wise, if you're looking strictly at that, I'm gonna give it to Southeast Asia. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you could do both. Could be doable on a limited budget. I think both areas of the world could be doable. But you're right. As far as getting more bang for your buck, then yeah, it probably is more countries in Southeast Asia.
Right. And when we say Southeast Asia, we're talking about the wide spectrum. Mm-hmm. Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia. I wouldn't say Singapore. Even Bali. All those areas you could definitely do for cheaper than Mexico so far. Yeah. And I'm sorry, that's not a bad thing. But it's not. If it's not what you're looking for, it won't matter.
That's
right?
True.
Because you also got to factor in flying back home if there's an emergency. That's going to bump up your costs and things of that nature. And that 24-hour, 48-hour flight to get back to the States, always. So those are the things you have to consider. But I'm still going to give a head nod to Southeast Asia. Because while you're there, you can visit so many other countries for cheaper. And then it's just, each country is so different, but they're so close that, you feel like you're in a totally different world every time you go somewhere. So right. I'm going to give it to Southeast Asia. But anyway, that is our discussion for today. Hopefully you got something out of this, and that this will help you if you're deciding. I know that COVID is going on and nobody's really traveling right now, but this gives you time to plan, figure out what country you do want to go to, how you want to make that transition, and to make sure that you set your best foot forward on that transition. If you have any questions for us, definitely throw them our way. Yeah. Comment below, subscribe, like, share, follow, do all those things.
Get with it, y'all. I mean, it's opening up. Keep hope alive. We will be able to move around again
next year.
Yeah. So just, keep doing your research and asking questions, like she said, and we're going to get there. And you're going to get to the place you want to be.
All right. I am Kat.
And I'm Amber.
And we are Wandering Soup. We'll see you on the next video, y'all. Peace and love. No ride. No can do. Oh, he said.